It's 2025 and that means another year of great Minecraft Bedrock farms. So here are the full working tutorials for all the 17 best farms you gotta know in Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Enjoy the video. This insane Minecraft Bedrock XP farm provides infinite XP and is fully AFK. The first thing to do is to break a block in the floor and replace it with a stone brick. However you place it, the side with the line in the middle will always be the south side. At that side, you want to break another block and replace it with some sand. Now you can go ahead and break the stone brick again. Next thing you want to do is to take some holder blocks like dirt and surround the hole with one layer of blocks, and also on two opposite sides you want to add one block. Now wait until it's night and lure a zombie to your farm. You want to jump between these two blocks, and as you can see, the zombie will drop right into the hole. Once the zombie stops bouncing around, you want to give him a name tag so it doesn't despawn, and you want to place a solid block above its head. Now I recommend waiting until it's noon again, but this depends on you. Next thing to do is to break all the holder blocks that we placed, and also go ahead and remove the trapdoor right here. Then next to the block, right above the sand, you want to place a composter. Then you want to take some more holder blocks, place a staircase like this, and also you want to place some blocks all around the composter. As the next step, we now want to get some armadillos into our composter. Armadillos will spawn in savanna and badlands biomes and can be lured with spider eyes. I recommend having 4 of them in your farm later, but the actual amount depends on you. If you take more, you will get more experience per minute. As soon as these guys are in range of the zombie, they will start culling in out of fear, so I recommend having a rail track all the way up to the composter, and you want to place a minecart like this, and then you can simply push the armadillos into the minecart and the minecart all the way up to the composter, and then you just have to remove the minecart and they will drop right into our composter. As mentioned, you can do this with as many armadillos as you want. I will have 4 of them in my farm. Now let me tell you that armadillos are passive mobs, and in contrast to the zombie, you don't need to give them name tags. So as the next thing, you just have to remove all the holder blocks again, and also the minecart track that you probably created. Then you want to take a block of leaves and place it on top of the solid block right here. On both sides, you want to go ahead and place 2 glass blocks like this, and then go to the back side and place a trapdoor and flick it. Now what you want to do is to place a holder block right in front and a fence next to it. It should be aligned with the leaves. Then remove the holder block and place some water inside of the leaf. Then go ahead and place a solid block on top of the block of leaves and one more in front. At this side, we go ahead and place 2 more glass blocks and a solid block. On top of the solid block, place a lever, and behind it a redstone comparator, which you want to click once so the redstone torch right here lights up. Then you want to place 3 redstone dust around, and also 1 on top of this solid block. Because now we want to turn around, and you want to place a trapdoor on top of the fence. When you test the system, this should create a redstone clock, and the trapdoor should open this way. I can shut this off for now, and you also want to place 1 more trapdoor in this position and flick it. This is just temporal because we now want to go ahead and throw some tridents at the side of this trapdoor. The amount of tridents depends on the amount of armadillos. I will have 4 armadillos, which means 3 tridents. Per extra armadillo you will need 1 extra trident. So for example, for 6 armadillos I recommend having 5 tridents. Then remove the trapdoor and test the system. This should happen, so the tridents should not drop down. You can shut this off for now again. And now the next step will be to create a system that makes this whole farm entirely AFK. In order to do this, you want to grab a dispenser and place it in this exact location. It is very important that you have it in this position right next to the composter, and it should face the composter as well. Behind the dispenser, so in this position, you want to place a block, then 1 more in front and 2 more at the back side. Then grab 2 regular pistons and place them in these 2 positions right at the end of our block line. Then take a block of redstone and place it in this location. Also place 2 more blocks in these 2 locations with redstone dust on top. As the next step, you want to take a lever, place it in this location, and you want to flick it. This will make sure that everything will be set up correctly later. And next, you want to place a holder block in this position and a hopper right here. The hopper should point towards the holder block, and you want to remove the holder block and replace it with another hopper. Both hoppers should funnel inside of each other like this. Then take some more solid blocks, place them in these two locations, and also right here and right there. And then what you want to do is to take some comparators and place the comparators in the two remaining positions. Everything should be set up like this at this point. Next up, you want to take exactly 3.5 stack of stackable items, in this case I will use dirt, and you want to put them inside of this hopper right here. This hopper should be right next to the redstone block. Next, activate your brewing skills, put 3 water bottles and some blaze powder as fuel into the brewing stand, and then first of all a nether wart to create awkward potions. On top of that, you want to add some stone. This will result in potions of infestation. Lastly, add 1 gunpowder to create splash potions. Now once you did this several times, you have more than enough of splash potions of infestation, and you want to put all of these splash potions of infestation inside of your dispenser. And as you can see, I have more than 9 of these splash potions, and if you want to run this farm for more than half an hour, you can simply add a hopper and a chest in front of our dispenser and put all these splash potions of infestation inside of the chest, and this will automatically refill the dispenser whenever needed. And now guys, the very last thing to do is to place 1 cactus on top of this sand. If you made everything correctly, the armadillos won't die because they're curled up and regenerate faster than they hurt. But now let's take this one for a spin. If you want to start this farm in survival, you just have to flick this lever right here, which will activate the automatic Trident killer. Next up, activate this redstone clock right here, which will start throwing potions at the armadillos and will create all the silverfish that drop the experience. If you stand right in front of the farm, you will automatically collect all the experience, and with a block above your head you can also prohibit phantoms from spawning. As you can see, this farm is ultra insane. I already am at level 36. And now a splash potion of infestation will only last for 3 minutes. So every 3 minutes this clock will make the dispenser dispense 1 extra potion of infestation, as you saw right there. With 1 potion I already got to level 64. So insane is a good word to describe this. If you want to stop the farm, you just have to flick this lever right here, then this lever in this position, and also remove the cactus. Now in this case the zombie collected the cactus, so you probably need a new one, but I think this is worth it. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, this would help me so much and I appreciate all your support, and you also won't miss further content. Thanks for 25k, and then we see us again in the next video. See ya! Here's how to build the best max rates iron farm for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. First of all, you want to find an area without any beds, working stations or villagers. The first thing you want to do is to dig out a square hole. It should have the size 11 by 11 and it should be only 1 block deep. As the next step, you want to take some glass blocks and you want to place a rim all around the entire square hole that is out of your glass blocks. Once you did that, grab some solid blocks and you want to go to the exact middle block, which is this one, and you want to stack up 3 solid blocks. Now to each side you should have 5 empty blocks. This is to make sure that you really are in the middle. Now you want to break the 2 bottom blocks and then you want to extend out by 5 blocks into each direction. So do this at this side, do this at the 3rd side, and you also want to do this at the 4th side as well. Once you did that, what you want to do is to place some more blocks so you create a solid platform out of solid blocks, and this again should have the size 11 by 11. Next, you want to go to the middle again, and there you want to remove the middle block right there. Again, make sure that you have 5 empty blocks to each side to make sure that this really is the middle block that you broke. Next, you want to take 30 beds and you want to place them around the hole. You start by placing 4 in this shape, and then you just want to go all around the first circle with a second circle out of beds, and you want to do this as long as you have beds left. Now in the end, your pattern should be looking something like this, And once you did that, the next thing to do is to go inside of the hole, and then you want to grab your workstations and you want to go to one side and remove every other block and replace it with a workstation. This will account for 5 workstations, and you want to do this on all 4 sides of the entire thing. So in the end you will have placed 20 workstations, but you still have 10 left. And now let me place the last ones. So now we have 10 workstations left to place, and you want to place these workstations in the floor. You can really place them wherever you want to, you just want to make sure that they're about equally spaced, so every villager will have enough space to work on their workstations later. Now you want to remove one of the glass blocks and replace it with a solid block, and then break the block above, and then you want to place 2 ladders, and on top you want to place a trapdoor. This way you can easily access this spot down here, and if you want, trade with the villagers later. Now as you can see in my scenario, I have a village nearby, and you too want to travel to your next village or other source of villagers, and there you want to collect at least 2 villagers. You can do this by putting them in a boat and then use a lead to pull them all the way to your farm. Now they should automatically get connected to the workstations and the beds, and if they're stuck outside you can again put them into boats, remove some of the blocks that are part of the roof, and then drive them into this section yourself. Of course, don't forget to replace all the blocks you removed, and as the next step you want to just light up this space by placing at least 2 torches. And then you want to throw the villagers some bread or carrots or any other stuff that they can eat. As you can see, they will sooner or later start breeding, and they will do this as long as there aren't 30 villagers in our farm. Once they're done, what you want to do is to remove every villager that has a green coat, and then you want to wait until they're replaced, and you want to also wait until all the children are grown up. In the end, you want to have 30 working villagers in your farm. Once you have them, you can go out of the entire thing again, and then you want to take some solid blocks, you want to leave open the middle block and place blocks all around. So now what you want to do is to extend this circle by 7 more blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into this direction. Do the same thing to the other side. 5, 6, 7. Then 7 more on this side. And 7 more on the 4th side. Once you did that, what you want to do is to turn the rest into a solid platform, but of course leave open the middle block again. And now once you have your 17 by 17 blocks solid platform, you want to go 1 block outwards and 1 block to the top and remove the first block. And then you want to place 3 more blocks, and now we want to create a rim all around the entire platform that has the size 4 blocks. This means on all 4 sides it should be 4 blocks thick. Next, you want to go 1 block out again and again 1 block to the top, remove the first one and create another rim, but this time only 1 block thick all around the entire platform that you already created. Once you set up this entire platform, you can start putting in all the water streams. I recommend having a nearby infinite water source looking like this in order to place in all the water, or maybe an ocean or something like this, so that you have infinite water. And in order to place down our water streams, you want to go to each corner and place these 3 blocks with these 4 blocks around. So you want to do this on all 4 corners. By having blocks in these positions, what you can do is to place water on top of all of these, and then you can place water in all these locations. By having these blocks placed down, we ensure that we don't create infinite water sources and we don't waterlog the entire platform, but instead have real water streams that push all our iron golems into the middle of the farm. And now you want to do this on all 4 sides again, and after doing this you can remove the 3 holder blocks again. Now that we got the water streams, we can add our killing mechanism to the farm, and this is very easy and straightforward. You just want to place a sign in the middle hole. Then you want to place 1 more sign on top and another sign on top. And now outgoing from this sign, you want to place 4 signs, 1 on each of every of the sides. And then you just want to place another sign on top of all of these 4 sides. In the end, your setup should be looking something like this. And this way we have a spot for our lava to be placed in, but prohibiting the lava from flowing out and destroying our water streams. And next you want to enter your villager's spot again, and then what you want to do is to come to the middle where you should still have the empty block, and then you want to place a hopper to one side, and to that side you want to place a double chest. This will be our entire storage system. All our items will be in this chest later. And now the next thing and last thing you have to do before you can start using the farm is to remove all of the iron golems that already spawned around the farm. In survival, use a source of lava because then the iron golem will not get triggered on you. Now the farm will already be working, but I recommend placing some torches all underneath your platform to prevent zombies and other hostile mobs from spawning. But apart from that, your farm is now usable and all the iron golems will already get killed automatically, and if you want to collect the loot, then you can simply do this by going to your villager spot and then just enter the chest, and we already have 8 iron ingots in this chest. This farm will be working automatically as long as you are in a 64 block radius to the farm, but if you want to, you can set up an AFK spot nearby, or you can just stand inside of your villager spot, maybe trade with the villagers, and the iron will come in automatically. That said, I hope this video helped you to get an infinite source of iron in your Minecraft survival world. If it did, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. This will help us both and you won't miss any further content of my channel. Then we see us again in the next video. See ya! This is how to build this full durability Tridents and Drowns farm, which you have much better rates than any other regular automatic farm and will also give you some good XP. The first mission you're gonna have is to find an ocean of any kind. Then you want to make sure that you got a block at the surface of the water, so right here, and outgoing from this point, you want to stack up another 64 blocks. Once you place down your stack of blocks, you want to drop down again, take out your ladders, and then you want to place ladders all the way up to the top of the tower. That makes sure that you have an easy access for the farm. And once you're back at the top, what you want to do is to extend out 4 blocks into this direction right here, and you want to extend out 3 blocks into this direction. This will give you an angle like this, and you want to place in some blocks so that you have a filled 4x5 platform like this. In the middle of the platform, in this spot, you want to place a double chest, and behind the double chest, in this position, a hopper. Once you have that set up, you want to place 3 blocks all around, so behind the chest, and then you want to place 2 blocks at each side of that small platform, which will leave you with this shape. Now, what you want to do is to place glass blocks on all these 6 blocks. You can also use regular building blocks, but it is easier to see into the farm when you get glass. As the next step, you want to take a dropper and place it on this block. Into the dropper, you want to put a Nautilus shell, which you can get by fishing or by drowns themselves. So if you don't have a Nautilus shell yet, this farm will deliver you one soon. Then you also want to place a button at this side of the dropper, which will allow you to drop the Nautilus shell when needed. Then in these 5 positions, you want to place more building blocks or glass blocks, and also take a temporal block and place it in this position, and 2 more blocks right here in the front side. Then you can remove the temporal block again, and you want to place 2 buttons underneath these 2 blocks. This is because we still want to open the chest. Now you want to take out a water source, and you want to place the water source in the opposite corner outgoing from the hopper, so right here. This will make sure that all the items will float into the hopper and will get stored in the chest right here. Now we have created a 2-block wall that goes all around the killing chamber, and you want to add 20 more layers to that chamber. Now this should be looking something like this, so you have your 2 first layers and then 20 more on top, which will give you a total of 22 layers. Now as the next step, what you want to do is to place another rim all around the entire thing, but this time out of solid blocks, and you want to fill in the corners as well. Now once you got that first rim set up, what you want to do is to stand on top of that rim, and you want to place 1 temporal block going outwards. Then place a solid block on top and remove the first one. Then you want to create a rim that goes all around the first rim that we just created, and this second rim should have the size 6 by 6. Now go ahead and repeat this one more time. So place a temporal block, a solid block on top, remove the first block, and then place a rim all the way around the structure that we created. This will give you a total of 3 rims. Now you want to continue this process until you got 10 total rims. Now as you can see, I'm finished with all the 10 rims and I got this hopper shape looking something like this. Then what you want to do is to come to the middle again, and you want to place a temporal block in this position. Then place a fence gate on top, 1 more in front and 2 more at the side. You want to remove the temporal block, and you also want to open the fence gates. Now you should have covered the entire 2x2 hole that all the drowns will drop through with open fence gates. Now you want to get to the top of the hopper, and there we want to create an infinite water source. So just place some blocks down, place a rim all the way around, so you have a 2x2 hole in the middle, and then place 2 water sources in these positions, giving you an infinite water source. With this infinite water source, what we want to do is to place water in all these positions, and you want to place the water on top of the second to last layer, so the water does not flow out. Once you make sure that every single of these spots on top of the second to last layer is filled with water, you're finished with the water streams and you can go ahead and remove the water source. If you just plan to use this farm at night, the farm is already finished, but for day usage we need to put a roof on top of the farm. And in order to do this, what you want to do is to stack up 4 blocks like this. These are just temporal, and now you want to place 1 block of leaves in this position. It should be right above the water. Now why we use leaves for this is very simple. If you use solid blocks for the roof, this will not allow drowns to spawn anymore. Now you can remove the temporal blocks, and now you want to place a leaf in every single position that is above water. So this means not just above the water sources, but also above the water streams. As you can see, now I'm finished with the leaf roof and there are already drowns spawning. Now if I take away the night vision effect, you will see why. We have shadow that is caused by the leaf roof. If you want to further improve the rates of this farm, what you can do is to place another rim all the way around the roof that is 5 blocks long, and you can build this one out of leaves or solid blocks, because this will not interfere with the spawning of the drowns. Once you build that roof out of solid blocks, so not leaves, what you want to add is some torches. This will prevent other mobs from spawning. They should not interfere with the raids of the farm, but you should still do this as they could annoy you. Now that this step is done as well, we are finished with the entire building process of the farm. Now this farm is very easy to use in survival mode. I recommend you have a nice looting 3 sword, and you want to kill all the drowns that don't hold a trident, because they will never drop a trident. But once you get one that holds a trident, you can just press the dropper again, which will give the drown the Nautilus shell, and in most cases it will swap the trident for the Nautilus shell, and the trident ends up being in the large chest right here. You can then go ahead and kill that drowned again, which will give you the Nautilus shell back, and you can take it out of the chest and put it back into the hopper. As you can see, there are also drowns that spawn with the Nautilus shell in their hand, which will give us an extra Nautilus shell for the case that you don't already have enough. And you can take them out of the chest again and put them into the dropper. Now this process is very straightforward. About 90% of the drones will swap the trident for the Nautilus shell. Sometimes they won't. This is just how Minecraft Bedrock works. If this is the case, you can still go ahead and kill the drowned with the looting 3 sword, and sometimes it will still drop a trident, but not with full durability. With this method, in just a few minutes we already got 5 full durability and 1 less durability tridents, as well as some Nautilus shells, some copper, some ink sacs and rotten flesh. And I think this is a great farm to use. So if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate all your support. Then we'll see us again in the next video. See ya! This video lets build an easy wither skeleton skull farm for Minecraft Bedrock 1.20. First of all, you have to find a nether fortress, and then you want to search for such a cross section that looks something like this. By the way, if you can't find any fortresses or you didn't find the right one, then you can just go to a website called chunkbase.com. There you can just enter the seed and the version you're currently in, and then it will automatically point out all the locations for nether fortresses in your world. You can also enter your own locations to find the nearest one. Preferably it should be above lava and you should have connected 4 bridges to it. Once you got one, you want to tear it down so it is at the same height as the wall. This should be looking like this, so it is at the same level as the bridges are. Now as the next step, we want to go to the corner block and skip that block, then destroy these 3 and do this on all 4 sides. So skip the corner block, then destroy these 3 that are in the middle, skip the corner block and then destroy these 3 and again. Once you got that, you can replace these blocks with obsidian. This will be the foundation for our nether portals. Once you got that, in the corner you can stack up 3 blocks of obsidian, and you want to do this in all 3 corners as well, and that looks like this. Now to finish it up, we just need some temporary blocks on top of that pillars, and then connect everything with obsidian, and this will give you 4 3x3 portals. By the way, if you have problems with hostile mobs while building this farm, just set your game to peaceful, this won't have any effects on your achievements. As the next step, you want to go to the block that is in the middle of these portals, so this block, and there you want to stack up by 3 solid blocks like this. Now on the second and third block, you want to place trapdoors at the lower side, and you want to do this all the way around, so you want to place 8 trapdoors in total like this. Now you can destroy all these 3 blocks, and then what you have to do is to get a piglin in the middle of these trapdoors. By the way, piglins will also spawn in peaceful mode. This will make everything very easy. What you have to do is to find a piglin that has a sword. You don't want to have a piglin that has a crossbow because this won't work with our farm design. Then you just have to place down a boat in front of it. It will sit in that boat, and then you just have to transport it to your farm. Once you got it there, you want to take out an anvil and a name tag, and you want to name the name tag, maybe to piglin or something like that, and then you just take it out and name the piglin. This will prevent the piglin from despawning, so it will always be here. Once you got that set up, you can ignite all these 4 portals like this, and then jump in one of these. As you can see, in my case, the overworld portal is right in a cave. If you want to, you can relink it to a portal at the surface, but if you want to, in a cave will work as well. Now on the back side, you want to place 6 blocks to prevent skeletons from escaping that way, and then in front of the portal, you want to dig out a 2x2x3 hole, so 3 blocks deep like this. Then 2 trapdoors in these 2 positions, and you want to flick them. This will make the skeletons drop down in the hole right here. Now drop down in the hole yourself, and then clear out these 4 blocks, then 4 more, and then you just want to create a staircase for you to go up, something like this. You don't have to build this exactly, but it should look something like this. Now in this position right here, so underneath the first block, you want to place a double chest, then 4 hoppers linking with that double chest. You want to make sure that all of them are funneling towards the double chest. You have to crouch in order to place them. On top of these hoppers, you want to place 4 slabs like this. That way nothing will get stuck in the hoppers, but all the items will get to the chest. Finally, you want to create a cage all around your portal and the farm. If you want to, you can do this out of solid blocks. In this case, I will use some glass as well because I think it looks pretty cool. You want to make sure that you build this all the way around, so don't leave any open gaps, because otherwise the skeletons might escape and we don't want that. Now that we got that, create a hole for yourself to get through, then replace the block of course and go to the nether again. Now that we set up our killing chamber, of course we can't use one of these portals to enter the overworld again, so we'll need a second one that we can use to get all the items. In order to do this, you want to go away about 20 or 30 blocks, not too far away because we don't want the skeletons to despawn. Then build out a bridge, and you can place your portal on top of that bridge. Just a simple 2x3 portal, it doesn't have to be anything special. And now once you got that portal set up, you can light it as well, and then you want to go through. As you can see here, I am in a cave as well, therefore I created a way for myself to get to the other portal quickly. You want to be as quick as possible because you don't want to have the risk that the wither skeletons despawn. Once you make sure that you have a quick access to the killing chamber, you can re-enter the nether again. And then the final thing we have to do in order to finish our farm is to set up an AFK spot up there above the farm. In order to do this, you want to stack up some blocks above our trapdoors like this, and then you want to go up by 20 blocks. So in this case we're at Y71, so we want to go to Y91 like this. There you can set up a small platform if you want to. You can design this as you want. And then of course we'll need a way down, so just place some ladders continuously all the way down. Also, you want to have some ladders at the side of the portal too, because then you can easily access the ladders. Now in server mode we are able to use the farm. I recommend having a looting 3 sword for the most wither skeleton skulls. To use the farm, you want to go up the ladders to your AFK platform that is up here. And once you're on top of that platform, you can go into hard mode again. This will give you the most wither skeletons in the shortest time. And now you just have to AFK and wait. I'm now going to AFK for 10 minutes to show you the raids. Now I AFK'd for exactly 10 minutes, and now to check our results we just have to go down the ladders and then of course directly to the portal, and you want to go through it. And then as quick as possible you want to go to your killing chamber, and as soon as you are there you should find some wither skeletons that are at our killing chamber. Now you just want to take out your looting 3 sword and then kill all of these. In this case I didn't wait that long, but I already got one wither skeleton skull. Of course this will also depend on luck. The longer you wait, the more wither skeletons you will get and the more wither skeleton skulls in the end. If your farm does not work at all and does not have any wither skeletons, then check the pinned comment, there I got some advice for you that might help you. If you liked this video, then please don't forget to subscribe, this would help me very much, and I hope we see us again in the next video. See ya! In Minecraft, wood is an essential resource and there are a lot of great wood farm tutorials for Bedrock Edition out there. But all of them require TNT or manually breaking the logs, so this video I'll show you how to build a fully AFK wood farm for Minecraft 1.21 Bedrock Edition. The first thing after finding a good flat area to build this insane farm on is to place down a row out of 10 solid blocks. After you did this, you want to dig out 2 blocks in front of each and every one of these blocks that you placed, so a depth of 2 blocks and a length of 10 blocks. Then in this hole you want to place sticky pistons, which will again account for 10 sticky pistons. On top of them you want to go ahead and place some sand blocks. In front of these sand blocks you want to go ahead and place a row out of solid blocks. Then take your sticky pistons again, go to the row of blocks right here and place down sticky pistons facing to you. Then on top of the second row you want to go ahead and place again some sand blocks. After completing the first step for this farm, get behind the farm to the first sticky piston in the row, and there you want to place some blocks in a T shape. Then you want to remove this one, so you have a V shape looking something like this. In the middle block you want to place a redstone repeater, which is on 2 ticks, so click it once. In this position place some redstone dust, and in this position a redstone torch. This will create a redstone clock, and you want to place a lever in this position and shut it off, and this will be the on and off switch for the entire farm. Now if some sand broke, this is fine, just replace it. As the next step, place 1 block behind every single of these sticky pistons. And then we'll grab some redstone dust and we place redstone dust on top of all of these blocks that you just placed. Then the pistons will extend and will connect to our sand blocks. As the next thing you want to grab some solid blocks again, and then you want to place a row out of solid blocks all on top of these sticky pistons. Now in front, so on top of the sticky piston arms, you want to place a line out of sand blocks. Then place another line out of solid blocks on top of the first one, so everything looks like this and you have this staircase shape. At this point, grab some observers, some redstone torches and pistons and also some blocks, and place a redstone torch at the side of the first sticky piston in the row, so right next to the redstone clock. Then next to the blocks, you want to place 2 observers on top of each other, facing upwards, so with the redstone output to the top. Then what you want to do is to place a solid block on top of the output of the observer right here, then a line out of pistons on top of all these solid blocks, with 1 solid block at the end, and another line out of solid blocks behind all of these pistons. Then grab some redstone dust again, place redstone dust on top of this solid block and on top of all these pistons you just placed. As the next step, we will create the composting system for our farm. This will create all the bone meal that is required to grow our wood. In order to do this, what you want to do is to get to the other side that is opposite of our redstone clock, so right here, and there you want to place a dispenser in this position facing that way. It should be 1 block offset from the edge of the farm. Then in front of all these solid blocks, you want to place a line of hoppers that funnels into each other. You want to really make sure that all of them are connected and funnel into our dispenser. On top of all these hoppers, you want to go ahead and place 1 composter each. This composter will compost all the kelp and turn it into bone meal. Then take out some more hoppers and place another line of hoppers on top of our composters. Now in between the sand and the composters, you want to place a line out of solid blocks, and then our composting system is already set up. As the next step, come to this side, and there you want to place 3 blocks in these positions. Then you want to stack 3 more layers of block lines on top, and after you did this, you want to do the same thing at the other side. So first of all, place 2 blocks in these positions because we left them out earlier. And then you want to place 3 blocks, and you want to extend this wall by 3 layers so you end up 1 block above the entire farm. Now in between these 2 walls, what you want to do is to take your stairs and you want to place a line out of stairs that point inwards and downwards as well. These stairs should be right in front of the redstone that we placed on top of the pistons. Before we can fill in our water streams, you want to place 1 sign in front of each of these stairs. Once you placed all these 10 signs, you want to come to this side, to this exact block, and place a sign in this position. Then you have to sneak in order to place more signs in front of the first sign, and again you want to take this row to the other end of our farm. And that should be looking something like this. As you can see, every single sign is placed at the side of the other one before. Now as the last thing before we can create the water streams, you want to place a line out of glass panes on top of the hoppers. Again, this is to make sure that none of the water spills out. At this point, again make sure that you have blocks behind and at the side of the pistons, and then you can go ahead and waterlog the pistons. You probably need to create an infinite water source first, so do this, and then you can fill in not only the pistons, but also the stairs at the top, and after you did this, also 1 block on top of the sand each. Once you placed your 3 water sources per cell, you can place in your kelp. You just want to place the kelp on top of all 10 sand blocks. Before we get to the wood part of the entire thing, what you want to do is to get to this side of the farm again, and there you want to place a redstone repeater at the side of this block. It should light up and you want to click it once, so set it on 2 ticks. Then take some redstone dust, place it in these locations, break this exact block right here and also these 2, then break this exact block and you should be right at the sticky piston right here. Then you want to dig a tunnel until you are at the other side of the piston line, and once you found that there are no more pistons in the line, you want to connect every single sticky piston to our redstone system by just connecting the redstone line with our redstone clock. This should make all these sticky pistons extend and the stand should now be at this height. Then you want to replace this exact block and our redstone system for this part of the farm is set up. Now you can also go ahead and remove your water source again, and then we get to the bamboo part of the farm. In order to do this, what you want to do is to place a bamboo in front of our dispenser. Of course, bamboo isn't wood, but trust me, we'll turn all that bamboo into wood automatically. And now as the next step for this part, what you want to do is to place a block in this position and then a piston on top. Then you want to go ahead and break 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks in front of the bamboo. You want to place a chest in the first spot and then 2 crafters behind. You want to make sure that both of them are facing the right way. This is very important, otherwise the farm will not work. Next, you want to make sure that you place a hopper right next to it, and the hopper should funnel into the crafter in front of it. Now take some blocks, and you want to make sure that you fill in all these blocks to create a wall and a roof. What you want to do is to place some blocks in these 5 positions as well, and then you want to grab some glass blocks and place 2 of them above the first crafter. By doing this, we ensure that all of the bamboo will end up being crafted into wood. Next, you want to get to the second crafter, and there you want to log all of these 9 slots, and then I show you how to connect everything with our redstone system. In order to do this, you want to grab a redstone torch and place it right at the side of our redstone clock. Then grab some redstone dust and place it all the way to this point right here. And of course, we broke some blocks right here. You want to replace them if you haven't already done this. And then you want to place redstone dust all the way to this dispenser right here. Then grab a redstone repeater and place it in this position. You want to click it 2 times so it's set to 3 ticks. And then you can finally connect the piston with some redstone dust. You have to break this block in order to do so. And now after connecting this piston, we also want to connect the crafters. In order to do so, you need to break this block, and then you need to break these 2 blocks, and you want to dig out a little tunnel in order to get to the crafters. The first crafter is in this position, right here. So you want to get underneath this crafter. You want to place a block in this position and a redstone torch at the side of the block right underneath our first crafter. So the redstone torch should be in this exact location right here, a block behind it, and then our path. We then want to place a redstone dust in this position, so right behind the block with redstone torch, another block, then a redstone repeater leading into that block, and then you want to just connect everything with redstone dust. Now you can go ahead and you want to leave out these 2 blocks and then place blocks in all these locations so that you don't drop into the redstone system, but this is rather optional. At this point, I'm glad to tell you we are finished with building this massive but very efficient farm, and in order to start it, the only thing you have to do is to flick this lever at the back side. This will start the entire construction, which will produce a high amount of kelp, which will then get turned into bone meal, and the bone meal will power this machine in order to generate tons of bamboo, and all the bamboo will automatically get crafted into these bamboo planks, which is perfect wood. You can perfectly use this wood for crafting or turn it into sticks to sell it at the villages for emeralds. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. This will help us both and you won't miss further content. And then I hope we see us again in the next video. See ya! Here's how to build the easiest Allay XP farm for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Now we're going to build this in the nether, and you need to find a fortress for building this. There we got these blaze spawners. This is where we build our Allay XP farm. For the sake of building the farm, I recommend going into your settings and there select the difficulty peaceful so you don't get annoyed by any hostile mobs. Now the first thing that you want to do is to go right next to the spawner and dig down by 2 blocks. Then go right underneath the spawner, so like this, and there you want to dig down 2 more blocks. So now you're right underneath the spawner and 4 blocks down. Then what you want to do is to go 4 blocks into any of these directions. So we dug 2 blocks into this direction and we need to go 2 more blocks. Then place another 5th block and stack up by 2. Now you want to do this at the opposite side as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and a wall. And then once you did that, you want to do this to the 2 remaining sides. As you can see, I did this to all 4 sides, and now you want to remove the middle block and replace it with a marking block. Now you see that there are a lot of blocks within the area where we want to build this farm, which is within the 4 walls that we created, and you want to remove all of them. I hope you get what I mean. You just have your 4 boundaries and the spawner left, your floor is leveled, and there are no other blocks within the farm. And now you want to go ahead and fill in all blocks that you need to create a perfect square platform. After doing this, you should now have a perfect 9x9 platform. As the next step, get on top of the spawner, and there you want to stack up by 3. you want to remove these 2 blocks and place a slab on top of the spawner. Now what you want to do with this block is to connect it with all 4 boundaries of the farm. So this would be the first one, and you want to do this at all 4 sides. By doing this, we outlined the entire farm because we want to enclose it on all 6 sides. We already got the floor, but we need to put in 4 walls and a roof. So as the next step, I want you to put in all the blocks you need to fill in the entire roof. If you want to spare some blocks, you don't need to put blocks in these locations because we will have the wall at this height and it already is closed without these corner blocks. Now as you can see, I got the roof, and as the next step, I want you to fill in all the 4 walls. Now I am finished with building the entire cube, and as you can see, it is kind of ugly because I built it out of stone bricks. As you can see, with this design, you can also build this out of glass and nether bricks, for example, or anything else besides wood. So if you want to make this look nice, this would be the way to go. But let's continue with building our farm. Because as the next step, of course, we can't get inside of the farm, and for this case, I recommend having a door. To put it in, just break 2 blocks in the wall of your cube and place it wherever you want to. Now, as the next step, what you want to do is to get right to the middle block. You want to break the block and 3 blocks around. You can break the blocks on either side, this depends on you. Then what you want to do is to dig down 3 more blocks, so 2 and 3. Now if you got anything open, then just block off the entire thing so you are enclosed on all 4 sides. Because now I recommend having an opening to this side, which is the side where the farm is connected to the nether bridge. So in this location you want to dig yourself a small tunnel that connects the bridge with the killing chamber, and that way you can easily access this spot whenever you want to use the farm. Now once you got that tunnel set up, you just want to dig some blocks upwards, so you're right on top of the bridge. As you can see, this is the case right here. Now go back down and grab some chests, because we now want to integrate the storage system to the farm. For this you want to place a double chest in this location, and as you can see, I already broke some blocks temporarily. We will replace them later. Now grab 4 hoppers, and you want to place 4 hoppers in these locations. All of them should funnel into the chest. Now you can replace the blocks and make yourself a way upwards. And then grab some slabs and place a slab on top of each and every one of these hoppers. Then you want to grab some buttons and signs. You want to place 2 buttons on this side and 2 on the other one. And on top of each button you want to place a sign. The sign should be above the button, and that way our lava streams, which we will now create, won't flow down into the killing chamber. Now you want to grab some lava, and you want to make sure that you have a safe spot. You can go ahead and place blocks at this block height, that way you are safe whenever you place lava buckets, because we want to place 1 lava source in every corner of the farm. So right here as well, in this corner and the 4th corner. By doing this, the lava should cover the entire floor of the farm, but should not drop down into our killing chamber. And after you did this, you want to remove these safe blocks and you want to go out of the farm. Now your farm is finished and already ready to use. In order to use it, you will need to have the difficulty on hard, and I go in survival to show you how it works. In order to use it, what you want to do is to just go down to your killing chamber, and as you can see, there's already a blaze that spawned. Now you just have to wait for the blazes to spawn. If you want to, you can go AFK for some time. And once you waited for a few minutes, there already be tons of blazes for you to kill. I recommend having a looting 3 sword in order to get the most outcome. Now you will collect all the experience automatically, and all the blaze rods will be in the large chest down here. I hope this farm helped you. If it did, please don't forget to subscribe, and then we see us again in the next video. See ya! This video, let's build this very easy cow farm that provides tons of steak and leather. Now in my inventory, I got everything that we need in order to build this farm. The first thing that you want to do is to remove 4 blocks of the floor in a square shape, so 2 by 2. Then you want to replace it with a double chest in front, and behind you want to place 2 hoppers that funnel into the double chest. Now at both sides you want to go ahead and place 2 blocks like this. Then what you want to do is to grab some slabs and place them above the chest at the upper side so you can still open the chest. Then what you want to do next is to take a dispenser and place it on top of this exact block right here and place another solid block in front. You want to place 2 solid blocks at the other side like this. And now you want to jump on top of the slabs and you want to place 4 blocks in these positions. Then you want to go ahead and you want to place 4 more blocks behind like this. Then you want to come to the last block that you placed and there you want to stack up by 2. Do the same thing at this block as well. And you want to take that 2 block wall all around the entire 2x2 square that you created in the middle. So let me just place some more blocks at this side as well. And this is the wall created. You also want to place 4 blocks in this position and also do the same thing at the other side. So you created a wall that goes all the way around the entire thing. Now in the middle we left some blocks open. And this is where you want to place a glass window so that you can see what is going on in the farm. And after you placed 4 blocks as a window, you could put 2 regular blocks on top. Next, you want to take some blocks and place 4 of them as temporal blocks in these 4 positions. We'll later remove some of them again. But now we want to take some water and you want to place your 2 water buckets right here and right there as well, which will make all the cows flow into our killing chamber later. Now before continue building the farm, we need to get some cows into the farm. In order to do this, what you can do is to place some blocks as a ladder in some shape like this, and then you want to take some wheat and just lure some cows into the farm. With wheat in your hand, the cows will automatically follow you on top of the farm and you can easily push them into the farm. Now in the end, you want to have at least 40 cows in your farm. You could do this by breeding or by just luring more into it. Next, you want to take some time and let the cows grow up and then you can continue building the farm. The next step will be to place a temporal block in this position right here and then place some fences above the cows. It will take some spam clicks in order to do so. But as you can see, I did it with this one and then you just have to place them at the other sides as well. And as you can see now, I'm trying to do this with the 2 other blocks. And now as you can see, I placed fences above every single cow spot that there is, so all the 4 blocks that are part of the square. Next, you want to grab yourself a pickaxe and you can remove this whole block right here. And then you can go down the staircase, and then what you want to do is to go into the farm by removing these 2 blocks right here. And as the next step, you want to remove these 2 blocks, but you want to replace them instantly with buttons. So remove this one and replace it. And do the same thing on the other side, replace it, and then you want to grab 1 more button and you want to put it in this position right here. And then you can finally block the farm up again, and the last thing to do is to get 1 more button and place it right in this position right here. That way none of the lava can kill our items or our baby cows. And now you just want to start breeding all the cows that are above right here, and you want to do this as long as there are still hard particles appearing. As you can see, all the baby cows will sooner or later drop down right here and you get experience for breeding them. You want to continue until there are no more hard particles appearing, as I already mentioned. Now after you did that, you want to wait until all of them or at least some of them grew up. When this is the case, you can start killing the cows to get all the leather and steak. In order to do so, you just have to press this button. And as soon as all adult cows are killed, you can press the button a second time to remove the lava again. As you can see, all the loot went into the chest. You can collect it and use it for your survival world. Now I hope this tutorial helped you. If it did, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. And then we see us again in the next video. See ya! You thought Enderman XP farms have to be complex and hard to build? Well, let me prove you wrong. This farm will give you tons of experience and all these ender pearls for only all these items. And now of course it is within the nature of Enderman XP farms that they have to be built in the end dimension, so you first of all want to kill the ender dragon before you build this farm. Then the first thing that you want to do is to take about 2 stacks of leaves and you want to go to one edge of the end island, and then you just want to extend out all the way with all these 2 stacks. Now once that 2 stack leaf bridge is finished, what you want to do is to take out your chest and you want to place a double chest right at the end of that bridge. Then take out some more leaves and place them all around the chest like this. And once you did that, you want to take out the hoppers. And then you want to go behind the chest. There you want to place one hopper in this position, one hopper at the side and at the other side as well. And then you want to place 2 rows of 3 hoppers, all funneling into the ones before. So all of these 9 hoppers should now funnel into the chest right here. Next, go ahead, take out your carpets and place 1 carpet on top of each hopper. By doing this, we ensure that none of the XP orbs will get stuck in our hoppers. As the next step, you want to take some solid blocks and you want to place blocks all around the hoppers. You want to do this all the way around, and once we are finished with the first layer, we can go ahead and just do this with a second layer. But this time what you want to do is to leave out this exact block, which should be opposite to our double chest. And in the front side, you also want to leave out these 3 blocks. In these 3 blocks, you want to place upper slabs like this. And by doing this, we ensure that we can collect all the experience that have enough space to travel underneath the slabs. As the next step, you want to take some more blocks and place them in all 4 corners, like this. And then just repeat this a second time. So you just want to place these 5 blocks, then 3 blocks in front, and 5 more blocks at the other side, again leaving out the last side right here. Now at this exact block, which is opposite to our double chest, what you want to do is to stack out 20 blocks, so 3, 4, 5, and now you should be 20 blocks away from your platform. You want to take out some more blocks, and you want to extend out by 10 blocks into this direction right here, 7, 8, 9, 10, and do the same thing to the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Once you extend it out by 10 blocks into both directions, you want to turn to this side, and there you want to extend out by 20 more blocks, so 3, 18, 19, 20. And now you should have 2 sides of a rectangle, and you will just want to connect both of these sides by just adding 2 more sides to it. Now once you completed the 2 remaining sides of the rectangle, the very last step of the building process is to fill in this entire platform. And trust me, it is totally worth it to do, and you just have to place down the blocks. It is in fact pretty cheap to build, it just takes some time to place down all these blocks for the rectangle, but as said, it is totally worth it. As you can see, I am now finished building the entire platform and we already got tons of Endermen spawning. The very last thing I recommend doing is to place some leaf blocks on top of the wall that we created, just to ensure that no Enderman will spawn on top of here and could harm you. And by now, the farm is already finished. You can now drop down onto your AFK spot, which is right here at the chest. There you want to take your sword, and for the best rates, you should have the looting 3 enchantment on it. In order to use the farm, the only thing that you have to do is stand right on top of the AFK spot, and then you just want to look all the Endermen in the eyes. As you can see, they will automatically start coming to the platform, and you now just want to hit them and kill them. As you can see, you will automatically get all the experience in your inventory, and as you can see, this actually is pretty fast, and all the items will end up being in the chest right here. If you did everything correctly, Endermen will start spawning very frequently, and you can just do this as long as you want to and get all the experience and ender pearls that you want to get. Now, of course, I hope this video helped you. If it did, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications. That way you won't miss any further content of my channel. And then we see us again in the next video. See ya! Here's the easiest fish and bones farm for Minecraft Bedrock 1.21. The first thing you're gonna need is a block of soul sand right on top of the surface of an ocean of your choice. The best rates will be delivered from cold oceans. Outgoing from that, you want to extend out by 15 more soul sand blocks. Now we should have a line out of 16 soul sand in total. Now extend out in this direction by 15 more. Once you got that, you want to connect both of these sides to a square. You now should have a 16 by 16 square, and you want to fill that into an entire platform. Now once you constructed your 16 by 16 platform, What you want to do is to place a block right at the side of that platform and another one on top. Then you're going to construct a rim all around the entire platform. Make sure not to build on top of the platform itself, but one block offset. Now come to one corner of that rim and count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks of that rim. Then you want to turn inside and you want to count down another 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna dig out this exact block right here, replace it with a magma block, and we also gonna dig out the 3 blocks that are in these positions right around the magma block, replace them with some other magma blocks as well. Now you will see that these are the 4 blocks in the middle of this platform, and you could check that by counting all the blocks that are around. So to this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we should have 7 blocks to all sides. Once you made sure that this is the case for you as well, you're going to need 2 water buckets and you want to fill this entire area with water. So you start by just putting water right here and in this position as well, and then just place them diagonally so you fill the entire area with water. This is very easy because you can take water out of the ocean and place it inside of your platform. And as you can see, the entire area now is filled with source blocks of water, and we also have these bubbles popping out. Now what you're going to do is to take some signs. You want to get on top of the magma square and you want to place some blocks on top of this magma square and also all around that square, looking something like this. Then you want to remove the 4 blocks that are on top of the magma block square, and you want to place some signs in there to block the water from flowing. Then you can just break these holder blocks again, and the water right there should turn into source blocks of water again. Now that you got the 4 blocks in the middle empty of water, you want to cover the entire platform with upper slabs. This won't remove the water, it is just for us to place some water streams above the water source blocks. By the way, as you can see, we already got the first fish spawning, a very good sign that our farm will work later as well. As you can see, these are my 3 last slabs that I have to place, and as you can see, the slabs are right inside the water but at the upper side, so not above the water and not at the lower side of the water. The next thing that you have to do is to take some blocks and you want to come to the corner of your platform, and there you want to place a triangle shape like this. You want to do this at all 3 other corners as well. Very simple step, just 3 blocks in all of the 4 corners. Now, in between these 4 corners, what you're gonna do is to take some stairs and you want to place them looking like this, facing inwards, and again on all 4 sides as well. Now that we made a rim out of stairs all around the platform, what you're going to do is again to come to the corner, and they want to place 2 blocks like this, then a stair right next to it and another block. You want to do this on all 4 corners again, so place 2 blocks, then place a stair and another block, and it really doesn't matter which facing you do this, you just have to make sure that it faces inside and that you have the stair in this location, 2 blocks right here and 1 more block right there. Then what you're going to do is again to take out your water buckets and you want to fill all of these stairs with water. And once you filled all the outer stairs with water, what you're going to do is to fill these 4 stairs that are in the corner as well. And by doing this, we'll complete the water stream of our fish farm. By the way, if you easily want to get from the outside to the inside, just place 3 blocks right at the corner, and then as you can see, we can easily move inside. Now, wherever you are in the water stream, you should always get funneled to the inside. And the next step is to break all these temporal slabs that you placed and reveal the bubbles again. Make sure not to break any blocks of the wall. If you break them, you can just replace them. Now, when we broke the entirety of that slab platform, we are finished with the inside of the farm. The next step will be to build a storage system right below these magma blocks. And to do this, you want to dive right underneath these 4 magma blocks, place a temporal block right here, and a square mirroring the shape of the magma blocks above, and then you want to break that temporary block. At this point you probably have to take some breath. Once you got enough air again, what you want to do is to place a double chest in front of that platform. You want to break one block behind the double chest, and you want to replace it with a hopper funneling inside of the chest. Next to it, place 2 more blocks like this. As you can see, this is the current shape. Now the last step that you have to do is to place a powered rail right behind the hopper. Then place 2 rails here, 2 more rails here, another rail on top of the hopper. You have to sneak to do this. Grab a block, place it behind the powered rail with a lever on top, flick it, and then place your minecart with hopper. You just have to push it once. And as you can see, now our system is fully set up. Now get on top of your platform. You want to align yourself with the magma square, and there you want to stack up by 12. 11, 12. Then you just want to move some blocks forward so you're directly above the center of the farm, just about here, and this is your AFK spot. And lastly, you just have to place some ladders going all the way up so that you can easily access this AFK spot. And then, in order to let the farm be working, you just have to stand on top of this exact block right here and just AFK for as long as you want. As you can see, fish will spawn, they automatically get killed, and all the fish and bones that the farm generates will end up in this double chest right here. You can easily collect it, and that's about everything for this fish Bonemeal farm. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please don't forget to subscribe, and then we see us again in the next video. See ya! Next up, my favorite farm, which is the Gold XP Farm. In order to build this simple Gold XP farm, the first thing you want to do is to place down a row out of 20 solid blocks. After you place your 20 blocks row, what you want to do is to put another layer of blocks on top of it. After you did this, you want to grab your obsidian blocks, and then you want to go ahead and just put another layer out of solid obsidian blocks on top. Now at both sides of this obsidian row, what you want to do is to stack up 22 blocks. This means currently we're at Y67, this is the middle coordinate, so we end up being at Y89. And this is right here, and you want to repeat this at the other side. Of course, you will have to do this with your specific coordinates, these might change. Once you did this at both sides, you can finish up your nether portal frame by just putting the top side on. Now that you got your nether portal frame, I want you to test the portal out. So what you want to do is to light up the portal, and if a zombie piglin already spawned, this is good because we want to notice the side where they are spawning on. If they didn't, then you can simply just destroy one block of the portal frame, replace it, and then just do it again. Now that we know the side where the zombie piglins will always spawn, this side right here, we can place in some more blocks, 6 in this case, to place a wall, and you want to do the same thing at the other side, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. Now you want to leave out this row of blocks, grab some glass and just place yourself a window in front that has the size 18 by 3, so put another layer on top and we have 3 layers of glass. Now you want to get into that gap where you left out the blocks, and then what you want to do is to go to one side, place a water bucket, and then you want to go to the opposite side and place another water bucket again, and this will leave out 2 blocks in the middle. If this is the case for you, you made everything correctly. Now, facing the portal frame, you want to dig down 20 blocks. Now we were at Y64, this means we have to go all the way down to Y44. Now what you want to do is to turn around, so away from the portal, and you want to go 2 blocks into this direction. Now dig out 2 more blocks underneath the drop hole that we created, and there you want to replace the blocks with some chests, and you want to place 2 hoppers on top. On top of both of these hoppers, you want to place 1 slab each, like this, and our killing chamber is finished. Now dig out blocks all the way to the top and place ladders continuously so you have a nice access to this killing spot. You should get out directly next to our window. Now you want to go behind the portal, and what you want to do is to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks right at the side of the nether portal frame. Then you want to go 2 blocks into this direction, turn around and go back, and just connect everything to a rectangle. In the middle, you should have 7 empty blocks, and this is where we want to place some observers. We want to leave out the first block and then place observers all the way to the end. All the arrows should be pointing that way. And at the other side, you want to place one more observer, but facing the other side. This will create a redstone clock, and we will use this to power the nether portal to ignite it every time it is destroyed. As the next step, you want to place one door right behind every observer, which accounts for 7 doors, and you want to surround them with some blocks. You want to leave open the blocks above the observers, and this is where you want to place the lava, and you want to place the lava at the exact middle block, and the lava should flow out to both ways and should cover all the observers. As you can see, our nether portal already lit up. For now, you want to remove one block of the nether portal frame again, and what you want to do as the next step is to place one block in this position behind the portal, then a dispenser on top of this block which faces the portal, and you want to put a powder snow bucket inside. Now, a water bucket would technically work as well, but I recommend using a powder snow bucket. As next step, what you want to do is to place one temporal block right next to the dispenser and one observer facing that way. You want to remove the block and you want to place one more observer facing the other way, and this should create a redstone clock for you, powering the dispenser on and off. Now, right underneath the observer, you want to place a block in this position and then a sticky piston facing upwards. You want to place a lever at the side of the block, flick it once, power it another time, and this should pull back the observer and it should stop the redstone clock from firing. At this point, you just have to replace the obsidian block and your farm is ready to work. In order to start using the farm, what you have to do is to go to the back side and flick this lever. This will activate the farm, and now you just have to go down the ladders all the way down to your killing chamber. There you want to grab a sword, which should have the looting 3 enchantment, but it has no influence on the experience, and you can start killing all the zombie pigmen. Make sure not to get hit, so stand right at the end of our killing chamber, and all the experience will get to you fully automatically. If you want to have the highest rates, what you got to do is to go into your settings and set the difficulty to hard, and this will spawn the most zombie piglins for you. As you can see, zombie piglins spawn and drop down pretty quickly, and you will get all the experience fully automatically, and all the items will end up being in the chest or in your inventory. This gold XP farm is completely insane, providing a ton of experience and gold. It works for Minecraft Bedrock 1.21. If you like it, please subscribe. In order to build it, what you're gonna need is in this double chest, and in addition to all these items, you will need about a chest full of building blocks. Before building the farm, you should check that your fire spread setting is on, and also your difficulty should be on hard to maximize the amount of items gained. Now what you want to do is to come to one side and build out by 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, then 3 in this direction, and connect it back up, and just fill in the entire platform, so you created another 4x4 platform at the side of your first one. Now in the corners, we want to place some powered rails. Count down 1, 2, 3 blocks, place another powered rail right there, and at the other side as well, so like this. Then what you want to do is to take some observers and place them in these 4 positions. You want to make sure that the eyes of the observers are each facing the powered rail in front of them, and the arrows should point inwards. And there you want to place some solid blocks, so that you have solid blocks behind the redstone output of the observers, and you enclosed the entire thing like this. On top of these solid blocks, you then go ahead and place some regular pistons. Once you put in all your pistons, you want to place solid blocks in all these positions all around the entire Trident killer like this, but you want to leave open the front side, and this is where you want to place an upper slab so that you can easily collect all the experience later. Then, in front of this piston, you want to go ahead and place a lever. Make sure to place it at the side of the block and not at the side of the piston. So once you flick it, then the powered rail should get activated. Once you flick it a second time, this will create a redstone clock like this. Now shut the thing off for now and place in another platform right below our pistons, and then throw in your trident right here As you can see, if we flick it, this will create a perfect Trident killer. Again, shut it off for now, and then what you want to do is to come to the corner of the Trident killer and stack up by 19. Right here we are at Y level 90, so we end up at Y 109. You want to do the same thing for all 3 other corners. Then connect up all the 4 towers you created, and as you can see, we have 4 windows and you want to fill each one of them with glass blocks. If you don't want to use glass, you can also use regular blocks. Now as you can see, I'm finished with filling in all the windows. Now what you want to do is to take this exact structure and mirror it to all 3 other sides. So first of all, create all your 3 platforms that are 4x4 and out of solid blocks. Then go ahead and put in all your powered rails, your observers, solid blocks, your pistons on top of them, encase it, put in the floor, the 3 slabs in the front and also the levers at the side of the block. Now throw in all your 3 tridents, and now you just need to build the entire walls. As you can see, all my 4 towers are fully set up, and now the next thing that you want to do is to take out an empty locator map and you want to open it, and as you can see there, you can see your current position and where you are facing. Now what you want to do is to turn around so you're looking towards the south side, and there what you want to do is to go to the south tower and you want to extend out by 8 blocks, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you extend it out by 8 blocks to the south side, and you want to do the same thing at the east side as well, which is right here of course. So extend out by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 2 remaining sides should now be north and west, and you want to extend out by 5 blocks there. So 3, 4, 5, and at the 4th side as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These stripes of blocks have to be all 4 blocks thick, so you just want to add some blocks so you have a full platform to build on. In the end, your pattern should be looking like this. To the south and east side you extend it out by 8 blocks, and to the north and west side by 5 blocks, and the platforms are 4 blocks thick each. Now around all these 4 stripes of blocks you want to place a wall that is 2 blocks high. You want to make it going all the way around all 4 of the stripes. Make sure that you close up the end of the entire thing as well. Then you want to go to one of the 2 short sides and stack up by 2 at the end of it. Now place your first obsidian block on top, which is the first block of 4 nether portals. Now as you can see, this is the other short side, and in this direction we want to extend out some more blocks, and you want to stop once you align with the end of that side. You then want to extend out more blocks into that direction. And now the next corner is right here. As you can see, it is 2 blocks away from the end of the long side, marked with that lime green wool. So again, extend out with obsidian. Then of course take it to the last side, and you want to again be aligned with the block that is 2 blocks away from the edge, again marked with that green lime wool. And then you just want to finish up this entire frame. Again, our obsidian frame should be aligned with the edge of the 2 short sides and should have an offset of 2 blocks towards the long sides. Once you made sure that you constructed this frame correctly, you want to go to the corner, and there you want to stack up by 22 obsidian blocks. Here we are. You want to repeat the same thing at all 3 other sides as well. Once you got the 4 corners set up, of course, just connect the top of them. Now our nether portals are set up, and next we want to set up some water streams. In order to do that, first you want to come to one of the short sides, and there you want to place 2 rows of solid blocks below the nether portal. Make it going from one end to the other one, and of course everywhere 2 blocks thick. Now once you did this, come to this exact block, go out by 1, 2, 3, go up 1 block, and then all the way to the end of the thing, like this, and place 1 block right here. Now you want to repeat the same thing at the other side right here, so go out by 1, 2, 3, go up by 1, and then all the way till the end of the frame, and set a block right here as well. Then do the same thing at the other short side. So you want to place 2 rows of solid blocks below the nether portal. Again, all the way to both ends of the nether portal like this. Then go to one end, go out by 1, 2, 3, up by 1, and then until the end. And you want to do the same thing at the other side. So extend out by 1, 2, 3, go up by 1, and then just blocks until you are at the end again. And it looks like this. Now we want to create a wall in front of this entire thing. Start right here by placing 3 blocks and then take it all the way to the end of the entire thing. After you've placed in your first wall, you want to repeat the same thing at the other side. So stack up 3 blocks and then take it all the way to the end of the line. And then once you did this, you want to do the same thing to the other short side as well. Now it doesn't exactly matter how you do this and which blocks you use, you just want to make sure that none of the zombie piglins can go out. And now we can put in our water. To do this, what you want to do is to come to this middle right here, and there you want to place some buttons. Of course, do this to the other side as well, like this. And then you can place water at this end right here, then in the corner right there, and in the other end as well, like this. The water should flow perfectly until the edge where other zombie piglins will drop down. And this is where we put in our next water streams. Before we do this, place again some buttons at the end and then put in the 2 water buckets. As you can see, it should flow perfectly to the edge again. And you want to do the same thing at the other short side. So put in 2 buttons right there to stop the water from flowing and put in the water streams. And our water streams are set up for the 2 short sides. Now for the long sides, it's roughly the same procedure. You just want to do this at the outside of the portals and not the inside. So again, the first thing to do is to place 2 rows of solid blocks below the entire portal. But make sure to leave out these 2 exact blocks, otherwise piglins might get stuck. Then go to this end, go out by 1, 2, 3, up by 1, and take the blocks all the way to the end of the frame. There you want to stack up by 2 blocks. Do the same thing at the other side. So there you want to go out by 1, 2, 3, stack up 1 block, and then place blocks all the way to the end, 2 blocks at the side. And now we just want to create a 3-block wall that is going all the way from one end to the other end. Once you did this, it should be looking something like this, and you want to mirror this exact thing to the other long side. Now to put in the water streams, again, come to the middle. There you want to place 2 buttons in the middle, and then you can go ahead, place a water bucket right here. At the other side as well, so right there. Then go to the middle right here, and you want to place some buttons again in these 2 positions, and place water at the other end right there. And you want to mirror this exact thing to the other side. We got 2 buttons, then we have the 2 water buckets, one in this end, one at the other side. Then we have 2 more buttons in these 2 positions, and finally some water right there. As you can see, we built all the water streams we need, and we now just need to set up some redstone. In order to do this, we want to come to the corner of the 2 long sides, so right here, and drop down. Then you are at this block, and you want to go to this exact block right here and stack up by 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you want to break these 3 blocks right here, and you want to go and put a lever below this block. Then what you want to do is to place a redstone torch on top, and then another block, then a redstone torch, another block, make sure it's a solid block, and you want to repeat this until you are at the very top of your farm. As you can see, now I'm at the exact level where our nether portals are as well. And then you want to go to the correct height, which is actually 6 blocks lower. So -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the correct height that we'll build the redstone on. Now what you need to do is to pick one side that you want to build first, and there you want to extend out by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then go back to the middle, and there you want to put down some redstone dust, and you want to check that it lights up, then you build everything correctly. Now at the end of your line, you want to go up by 1 block, and then 1 block into this direction right here, 1 block into this direction, where you want to place a sticky piston on top with a block of redstone in front. Then take some observers, go behind this sticky piston and place it facing the sticky piston with the arrow pointing towards the nether portal. As you can see, this is the exact block where nether portal is. One block offset is our observer. Another observer has to be placed in this position with the arrow pointing towards this side, and behind this observer you want to place a dispenser, and you can put a powder snow bucket inside. Then take out your redstone dust and place redstone dust on top of all of these blocks, and these two of course as well. As you can see, your sticky piston should extend like this. Now what you need to do is to place a holder block on top of your sticky piston, then 1, 2, 3 observers all facing this exact direction at this side, and do the same thing at the opposite side. Then remove the holder block and replace it with another observer that faces downwards. After doing this, you want to surround these observers with a row of blocks looking like this, and you also want to put another rim on top of that layer of blocks, but make sure to leave open the front side, because this is where we want to place our doors. It should be 7 doors if you did everything correctly. And the last thing to do is to place a lava bucket on top of the middle observer. Now you can test run the entire system by removing one of these redstone dusts. As you can see, the portal will flicker on and off, and we have a redstone clock at that system. Of course, you want to replace the redstone dust, and then you want to mirror this exact design to all 3 other sides. Now as you can see, I did this and the redstone system is fully set up. The last step is to build a little storage system, which we can do right here at the bottom. I'll have a very good gold farm item sorter in the video description, which you can build after just integrating some chests and hoppers into the system. And to do this, you need to break into the Trident killer, and there what you want to do is to dig out these 4 blocks and then these 2. Instead of these 2, you want to place a double chest and then just 4 hoppers, and all of them should funnel into the chest. So these 2 should funnel directly into the chest, and these 2 should funnel into the other hoppers. Then you want to re-throw the trident into the chamber, and of course close everything up. Repeat it to all 3 other sides as well. And then you have 4 output chests for all the items, and there you can integrate the gold farm item sorter I'll have in the video description. Now to use the farm in survival mode, what you need to do is to activate the 4 trident killers by using just the levers, and then you want to flick this exact lever as well, which will activate the farm itself. As you can see, zombie piglins will start dropping down frequently, and you can easily collect all the experience by just standing in front of the empty slab right here. All the items will be in the double chest below or in the storage system you built in. As you can see, this is very OP and will give you level 30 within 1.5 minutes. I hope that you enjoyed this video and it helped you to build a good experience and gold farm in your survival world. If it did, please don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see us again in the next video. See ya! Here's how to build the easiest iron farm in 1.21 Minecraft Bedrock Edition. The first thing you want to do is to stack up about 30 solid blocks. Then you want to drop down again, and to easily access everything, you want to place down some ladders all the way to the top. Once you're at the top again, you want to extend out with solid blocks by 6, so 4, 5, 6, and you want to do this in this direction as well. And after you did this, you just want to fill in this entire platform so you have a 7 by 7 square out of solid blocks. Now what I want you to do is to take your blocks again and build a rim all around the entire platform. So you just want to go all the way around with your solid blocks, and after you did this, you want to take a second layer and put it on top of that rim. Then you want to take some blocks and place them in these locations right here. You want to do the same thing at the other side, so 10 blocks as a small platform, and you're gonna want to put some beds on top of it. And do the same thing at the other side as well. Then you can destroy all the blocks you used to place the beds. These were just some holder blocks and we will not need them anymore, but instead you want to replace them again with another layer of beds, and the same thing at the other side too. Then you want to build 5 blocks in the middle of them and another 5 on top of that, And now what you want to do is to create a solid platform that is on top of these two bad platforms that we created, and you want to make it solid, so all the way around and 7 by 7. As you can see, now I did this step, and as the next one you want to build another rim all the way around the entire platform, but this time only make it 1 block tall. Instead of a second layer, as you can see, you just need to place some blocks in all the 4 corners around the platform, and in between you want to take out some fletching tables or other workstations and place them. As you can see, we will have 20 villagers in the farm and we need 20 workstations. Also, you need a torch in the middle to block all the zombies. Now you got to go to a village, and there you need to grab 2 villagers. I recommend using some boats, and you can just put them into a boat like this. Once you got them in a boat, you can use a lead on these boats and you can pull them all the way to your iron farm. There you can just use the ladders to pull them all the way up to the top. Now what you can do is to throw them some bread. This will make them breed and produce some more villagers, 20 in total because we placed down 20 beds and 20 workstations. But you want to make sure that you don't have any of these green coated nitwits in your farm, and you want to wait until every child is grown up. Only then you can proceed with the building process of the farm, which is to stack another layer on top of the layers we already placed. So make the rim going all the way around and then fill in the entire platform like I do right here. And now, as you can see, I'm already finished, and the first iron golem already spawned, a very good sign. You will actually need to kill all of them before you use the farm later. Then you need to build another rim, but this time not on top of the platform, but all the way around the platform, so at the side of it, which will actually give you a 9 by 9 platform to work on. And now after you did this, you need to build another rim on top of that platform. This time the wall has to be 2 blocks tall like I do right here. Again, you want to make it going all the way around the entire platform. For the case that you push down some iron golems to easily build the farm, you will now need to kill them, because otherwise this will interfere with the raids of our farm and you don't want this. For the next step, take yourself some slabs and put another layer on top of the wall we already created all the way around the entire platform like this. We get another iron golem spawning, so everything works fine for us. And now what you need to do is to find the side that you built yourself the ladder to access everything on, because here we will continue by destroying these exact 3 blocks right there. As you can see, here are the ladders. Then what you need to do is to grab the chest and place it above the ladder. You want to place a hopper right in front of the chest, connecting to the chest, a glass pane on top, and then you want to place a slab right above the chest but at the upper side. Now you need to put a sign in this and this location right here, and in between you can put your lava. This will kill all the iron golems, and now we will need our water buckets, 2 of them, and some blocks. And you want to take the blocks and place 3 of them in the opposite corner right here. And then what you can do is to create an infinite water source using your 2 buckets, and then use the water to put it there and in these 3 locations too. And now once you did this, as you can see, iron golems already dying, another water in this spot, and our farm is fully set up and everything already works fine. If you want to safely AFK, you can place 3 slabs like this next to the ladder, and you can easily stand on top of these lower slabs and collect all the iron that you will need in your survival world. As you can see, plenty of them dropping in. If you appreciate my work, please subscribe and check out my other videos, and then see you again in the next video. Here's how to build the easiest ominous bottle farm for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. First thing to do is to find a pillager outpost. If you can't find one, check the link in the description. You want to start building this farm at the top of the outpost. There you want to mark this exact block with 1 stone brick or any other block that you use for building this farm. As you can see, it is 1 block away from the staircase. Then you want to go backwards into this direction, and you want to place a block that is aligned with the first one right at the outside of the outpost, you want to go around the corner and do the same thing at this side as well. Then in between these two blocks we're going to place another block. In order to do this, you just have to go one block diagonally away from the edge and then place the block right here. As you can see, it is also aligned with these two. Now what you want to do is to break into the outpost at this location right here, and as you can see, there is the second level of the outpost. You want to break every block that is above the level of the floor right here. That means all the wooden blocks and all the stone blocks, but make sure to leave our marking blocks in position. At this point, everything should be looking something like this. As you can see, the outpost has 4 corners, and you want to go to the corner that is in the middle of our 4 marking blocks. There what you want to do is to place a chest right in this position. Again, it should be placed in the middle of the 4 blocks. Then at this side, you want to place a hopper that links with the chest. On top of the first hopper, you want to place another one that funnels into the first hopper. Now you want to grab some solid blocks, and you want to place solid blocks in these 3 positions, so you have a corner that points outwards. Then you want to place a block in this position, and then place a block every other block. That should be looking something like this, and you should end up having a windmill shape like this. Now grab yourself some pistons, and you want to place pistons on top of the freshly placed blocks. It should be looking like this, and as the next step you want to grab the redstone torches and place 4 redstone torches, 1 at each outside of the piston. Make sure they're placed on this side of the piston. Then you want to grab observers and place them this way. The arrow should point towards the piston and the eyes should point towards the redstone torch. Now grab a lever and place it at the side of this exact piston. You want to flick it 1 time, then you want to throw a trident at the side of this piston right here, and you want to flick it a second time. It should create a redstone clock and spin around. You want to flick this off for now. This will be the trident killer of our farm later. And what you want to do is to connect all these 4 blocks with a solid platform. This should be the outline of the platform with all 4 marking blocks in the corners, and now we're gonna fill this in, but we make sure to leave the 4 blocks above the trident killer free. That way it looks like this in the end, and it should be asymmetric. As the next step, you want to go to the outside. You want to place 1 temporal block and then 1 above, remove the first one, and now you want to go ahead and place a rim all around the entire platform. Now I do this with glass in this case because it allows you to see inside of the farm, but you can do this with every building block that you want. Once you did this with the first rim, you want to put a second layer on top, again going all the way around, and again it doesn't matter which block you use. Now in every of the 4 corners you want to go ahead and you want to place item frames. If you don't want to use leather for this, you can also go ahead and place scaffoldings, but this will cost you some bamboo and strings. Once you did this, you want to take some signs, you want to go to the trident killer, and you want to place 2 signs at this side and 2 more on the other side. Once you did this, you want to place 1 more layer of signs. These signs will float above the first layer, as you can see like this, but it will make sure that no water flows inside of the trident killer. Because now we go ahead and place in our water streams. You can create an infinite water source or take something from nearby, and you want to place 1 source of water above each scaffolding or item frame that you placed in the corner. Once you did this, you should have a perfect water stream where everything flows towards the middle. The last step is to create an AFK spot for the farm. Now I will use scaffoldings for this, but you can also use blocks and ladders. But what you want to do is to go 40 blocks into the air. In my case, I'm at Y80, this means plus 40, I have to go to Y120. Once you are at that height, as you can see, there are already pillagers spawning, and what you want to do is to place some more blocks so you're right above the center of the farm. That means the trident killer. As you can see, again I use glass so that no mobs will spawn right here. You can also take some solid blocks as well and place them above your head. This makes sure that no phantoms will spawn, and you can AFK for an infinite time. In order to start your farm, the only thing you have to do is to activate the trident killer using this lever. Then you want to go up the scaffoldings to your AFK spot, Then you want to position yourself right above the Trident killer, and the farm will do everything for you. Pillagers and pillager captains spawn, but it also depends on the kind of outpost if they spawn in every of these 4 corners. Now in these 2 minutes of talking, let's see how much we got. As you can see, we already got some ominous battles going on, and we also have some crossbows and arrows and the banner. You can AFK for as long as you want. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe and definitely turn on post notifications. This will help us both, you won't miss further content, and I appreciate your support. And then we see us again in the next video. See ya! This right here literally is the best gunpowder farm in all of Minecraft Bedrock, providing tons of gunpowder and also the occasional ghast tier. It's super easy to build and much cheaper than a creeper farm, so build it right now. If you want to get the highest rates, I recommend building this farm in the Sugarcane Valley biome of the Nether, which is characterized with all the Sugar and Soul soil. The highest rates will also be above a lava lake, because then less other ghasts are interfering with our rates. The first step will be to get to y equals 119. You can do this with blocks and ladders, or as I will do it with scaffoldings. So once you are at the roof of the Sugarcane Valley, you want to dig upwards and you want to place scaffoldings continuously all the way to y119. By the way, if you want to turn on your coordinates, you can do this in the settings in the game section, and there you find the option to show coordinates. Now the next thing will be to dig out 50 blocks into one direction. 49 and 50. Once you did this, you want to turn around to one side, and there you want to dig another 50 blocks into one direction. 49 and 50. Now you dug 2 sides of the square, and what you want to do is to destroy all the blocks that are in between, so you have a perfect square. Now I dug out my 50 times 50 square. As you can see, I get some ancient debris right here, which is pretty nice. But as the next step, you want to grab some blocks and close up all the lava sources that you have in the area. And once you got a clear lava-free room, you want to clear out 2 more layers of the roof, so you have a 50 by 50 by 4 room. Now you'll probably notice that mobs like skeletons will spawn in this room, and in order to prevent all mobs but the ghast from spawning, you want to grab a bunch of torches and just spam this in the room. You want to light up every single block in the room so that no other mobs but ghast can spawn. If you don't want to get in any trouble, you can also go into the settings and turn on the peaceful difficulty. That way you aren't annoyed while you build the last step of this farm. Because we want to make sure that we aren't hurt by the ghast, but we can still hit and kill them, and we can do this by just placing a layer of glass or leaves at this height. In the end, you should have an entire layer out of glass or leaves. There should be 1 empty above and 2 blocks empty underneath. And now our farm is already set up. In order to use it, I recommend taking a looting 3 sword for the maximum rates, and of course you have to change your difficulty back to hard mode. And as you can see, they will already start spawning, and that pretty frequently. You just have to run to them, kill them with your looting 3 sword, and it will give you some gunpowder. As you can see, there are already some more spawning. Just kill them and do this over and over again, which will give you pretty high rates for a gunpowder farm. Let me tell you that this farm will give you more gunpowder than a creeper farm would, but it also isn't AFK. This farm is super simple to use. I hope it helped you for your survival world. If it did, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Then we see us again in the next video. See ya! Here's how to build the only fully AFK zero-tick sugarcane farm for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. In order to build our automatic sugarcane farm, you want to look for a good flat area to build this farm on. Then take some solid blocks and place a row out of 10 blocks in front of you. Then in front of that row, what you want to do is to dig a trench that is 2 blocks deep, and this trench should go all the 10 blocks along the line of blocks. After you dug that trench, you want to take some sticky pistons and place the sticky pistons inside of your trench, and again all the 10 blocks along the line. Next up, take out your sand blocks and place sand on top of our sticky pistons. Then skip the row above and place another row out of solid blocks in front of the sand blocks. Now on top of the first row of solid blocks that you placed, you want to place another row of sticky pistons that points towards you. On top of the other row of blocks, you want to place another line of sand. Then you want to go behind the sticky pistons right here and place a row of solid blocks. On top of these solid blocks, you want to place some redstone dust all the way to the end of the row. Next we want to go to this end, so the right end of the farm, and there we're gonna build the motor of the farm. In order to do this, you want to place 3 blocks like this and break the middle one. This should leave you with a V or U shape, whatever you want to call it. And in the middle of this shape, you want to place a redstone repeater that you want to click once, so it is set up like this. Now in this position right here, place some single redstone dust, and in this position you want to place a redstone torch, and this should give you a redstone clock with the sand being pushed around. You want to shut this off by placing a lever in this position and flicking it once. As the next step, we also want to connect the sticky pistons that are below the sand right here. And in order to do this, stand in front of the redstone repeater and place another redstone repeater right in this position pointing outwards. You want to click it once again, and then you want to place 3 redstone dust in these 3 positions. You want to break this block right here and also these 3 blocks, so you're right at the side of the first sticky piston. And then you want to dig a tunnel all the way till the end of the row of sticky pistons. Now once you reached the back side, block that up again, and then you want to connect every single sticky piston with redstone dust to the main redstone line. This should make all the sticky pistons down here extend as well. Now you also want to replace this exact block right here, and then as the next step you want to place a redstone torch at the side of this sticky piston. Now we're gonna need 2 observers, and you want to stack these 2 observers on top of the redstone torch with both of the arrows pointing upwards. Then take solid blocks and place a line of solid blocks on top of the sticky pistons and another line on top of that. This should be at the same height as the 2 observers. On top of this wall, you want to place a row of regular pistons. Then you want to place a solid block on top of the observer output, and now you want to place the redstone dust on top of the block and also all the pistons that you placed. As the next step, we will focus on the conversion system from kelp to bone meal. And in order to do this, what you want to do is to go to this corner of the farm and place a dispenser right in this position right here. It should point to this direction. Once you got that dispenser set up, you want to take out hoppers and place a line of hoppers in front of the farm that funnels all the way into the dispenser at the end of the line. On top of every single of these 10 hoppers, you want to place composters. These composters will convert the kelp into bone meal. And above you want to place another line of hoppers. You can't just click on the composters in order to do so, but you have to sneak and also click on the inside of the composter, then you can easily place the hopper, and as mentioned, all the way till the end of the farm, so 10 hoppers in this line. Then behind the hoppers you want to place a line of solid blocks, and behind the solid blocks place another line of sand. At this point you also need 2 side walls for our farm. In order to build them, you want to place 3 blocks like this at this exact height, and then you also want to place 3 more layers to this, so you have a 4x3 wall. You want to do this at the other side as well, so place your 3 blocks and make it 4 blocks high and fill in the entire wall, and this gives you 2 nice walls. Now in between of these 2 walls we're gonna do following. We want to take some stairs, and you want to place a stair like so. So the opening should point downwards and into this direction. And you want to place a row out of these stairs all the way to the other side of your farm, so you placed 10 stairs all in the same direction. Now we're gonna activate some little sign action, and you want to place 1 sign in front of every single of these stairs. And after you got the first line of signs set up, you want to place another line of signs in this position right here. So place a first sign, then you want to sneak, place a second sign next to it, and you want to do this all the way to the end of the farm. Next, on top of all the hoppers, you want to place glass panes. This will ensure that none of the water that will later be in the farm will flow out. But before we can place in our water, very important is that you get behind the farm, and you want to place a line of solid blocks behind the pistons. And also go to this side right here and place a block at the side of this piston. In order to fill in all the water that we need for the farm, I recommend having an infinite water source. This looks something like this, and you can take out all the water that you need. You want to waterlog every single of these stairs, and after you did that, every single of the pistons. Now you have 2 rows of water already, and you want to have a 3rd row of water on top of the sand blocks. And this will allow us to plant in the kelp into our farm, a row out of 10 kelp. Now if you did everything correctly, the Bonemeal part of the Sugarcane Farm is already finished. If you test the system, so flick this lever, then this should create tons of kelp every time the pistons extend, and the Bonemeal that is created should end up being in this dispenser right here. Now if that works for you, you can continue with the sugarcane part of the farm. And in order to do this, you want to come to the dispenser right here. You want to leave this block open. This is the block where the sugarcane will be later. You want to remove these 3 blocks right here. You want to place a double chest in these 2 blocks and a hopper in this hole right here. Then take a water bucket and waterlog this hopper. This will allow you to place the sugarcane in this position. Now we also need to automatically harvest the sugarcane, and we do this with 2 pistons. You want to place a solid block in this position and 2 regular pistons in these 2 positions right next to the Bonemeal farm. And at this point we can already enclose the entire thing, so place walls all around the farm. I do this with solid blocks right here and also with some glass blocks on top of the chest right here, because this will allow us to see into the farm, still open the chest, and we also need empty blocks above the hopper for all the sugarcane to drop in. You also need a roof, so some blocks right here. And now we just need some more redstone to connect the pistons. And in order to do this, you want to place 2 solid blocks in these positions, 1 solid block right here, then some redstone dust on top, another redstone repeater in this position with 2 clicks, so in this 3rd position right here. Then you want to place a redstone dust right here and also 2 more in these 2 positions, so the dispenser is connected as well. Then some more redstone right here and there, and also a line to the redstone clock. And you want to finish it up with a redstone torch in this position. And at this point, congratulations, you finished your 0-tick sugarcane farm that is fully automatic. In order to use it, the only thing that you have to do is to flick this lever right here. And let's see how it works in front. All the kelp is converted into Bonemeal. This Bonemeal is going into the dispenser and automatically dispensed into the sugarcane, letting the sugarcane grow, and the pistons automatically harvest all the sugarcane. Now all the harvested sugarcane will end up being in the double chest right here, and as you can see, it is super fast. I definitely recommend building this farm. If you liked the video and it helped you, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications. Then I hope we see us again in the next video. Thanks for all the support. See ya! Hey guys, this video, let's build the best experience farm for Minecraft Bedrock 1.21. This farm will easily get you to level 30 in a very short time, so build it right now. In order to build the farm, you will need these items, 1.5 stack of blocks that can't be infested, like smooth stone or wooden planks. Also you're gonna need 5 observers, 5 glass blocks, 4 ladders, 4 redstone torches, then 4 pistons, 3 buttons of your choice. I recommend stone buttons, 3 dispensers, then you will need a flint and steel, a lever, a campfire, a water bucket, and finally a trident of any durability. To start building the farm, you will first need to dig out a 2x2 hole like this, and after doing that you want to replace it by solid blocks that you chose before. Now what you want to do is to take your pistons and you want to place them in these exact locations. Right here, then at this side, here and right here as well, so you end up having this windmill shape. Then you're gonna need some observers. You want to get on top of your square in the middle, and you want to place 4 observers in these exact locations. Make sure that the arrow on top is facing the piston next to it. After doing that, what you want to do is to take some redstone torches and you want to place them in the corners. Make sure that you place all of them right next to the piston, so at the side of it like this. One final redstone torch. And now, as you can see, this will create a redstone clock going all the way around the entire system. You can shut this off by just taking a lever and placing it, flick it once, and as you can see, this will stop the entire system. Now what you want to do is to take a trident and throw it inside of your trident killer, and our trident killer is finished. And now we need to take out our solid blocks again, and you want to place 3 of them right next to the lever. Then you want to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row like this. 5 more, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now here 5 again, and the 5th one, and a last one right next to the lever. So you went all the way around your trident killer with some blocks and enclosed it. Now, in order to create a cage for our trident killer, what you need to do is to place 3 blocks at this side and a 4th one behind. Now at the back side of our farm, you want to place 3 more blocks, so 1, 2, 3. And 3 more blocks at this side right here. After you did this is just the first layer, you want to put a second layer on top of this wall. So you just want to go all the way around like this, but you see we have some blocks left and you want to put some glass windows inside like this, and you can see what's going on. At this point you should have a wall that is 2 blocks high all around the trident killer. Now you want to come on top of the trident killer and you want to take out the dispensers. You want to place 1 of them in this location, then a second one right here, and to place the 3rd one you will need a holder block right there, and then you can place it. You want to make sure that all 3 of them are pointing towards the inside like this. Next you want to take the campfire and you want to place it in the middle of these 3 dispensers. And we also want to extinguish it using a water bucket and then just remove the water again, so you have a clear campfire looking like this. Then take out some blocks again, go to this corner that is currently empty and place 2 of them on top of each other. Then you want to drop down and you want to take an observer. You want to go to the side and place it facing upwards like this. Now, if you come on top of the entire thing, you will see that the eyes are facing upwards and the output, so the point of the arrow, should go downwards, so towards the dispenser. When you made sure that this is the case, you want to take some blocks. You want to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them like this. You want to skip this block behind the dispenser, place a 7th one in this location, and then go all around the entire thing one more time. 3 blocks right here, 1, 2, 3 blocks right there, and 1, 2, 3, 4 final blocks. And after we did this, we can place 3 more blocks in this location as well. At this point you should have a wall that is 4 blocks high all around the trident killer, with 1 hole in this location behind the dispenser and 1 above the fireplace. And to easily access the rooftop, I recommend taking some ladders and placing them at the side of our farm like this. As you can see now, in survival mode you would easily be able to access the rooftop. In this hole right here we now need to get 1 allay. And trust me, in survival mode it will not be that hard to get allays, because as you can see they are spawning plentiful at the side of outposts. You just need to break the cage and take them on a lead. Another easy way to make them follow you is to just give them 1 block of your choice. As you can see, it will easily follow you to the farm. Now once you're at the farm, you will need to get the allay into the hole. In order to do this, what you can do is to create a wall around the hole that is 4 blocks high. So you want to place 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, and then a second layer, a third layer, and finally 4 more blocks as the 4th layer. Now you just need to throw a block that the allay is holding into the hole like this on top of the campfire, and then the allay should go down. You want to take a glass block and place it on top of the allay so the allay cannot escape. Then on top of the glass block you want to place 1, 2, 3 blocks, break the middle one and replace it with a temporal piston like this. If you can't do this with the piston facing downwards, you need to drop down and place it like this. Now you want to place a button at the side of this block. You want to power it one time, then place a block on top and power it another time. Repeat this a third time like this. And now we can check on the allay, and as you can see, you should have the allay in a half block gap and the glass block on top of it. If this is the case, we are now finished with putting the allay into the hole. Next, you can remove all of the blocks you used to put the allay on top of the fireplace, but you want to make sure that you do not remove the block that is on top of the glass block, so this exact block right here should stay where it is. Then you want to take some more buttons. You want to place one button in this position, then another one on top of the observer, and a third one behind. This should be the back side of the farm, and you got the front side right here. As the last step of our build, you want to access the dispenser below the observer right here, and you want to put a water bucket inside. Then you want to go to the next dispenser that is at the back side, and you want to put a flint and steel inside of it. And lastly, you want to access the third dispenser with the hole next to it right here, and you want to put splash potions of infestation into it. For the case that you don't know how to brew this potion, these are all the items you're gonna need to brew them. Now what you need to do is to break a block, place your water, and fill your glass bottles, so you have 3 glass bottles with water inside. Then place your brewing stand, access it, and put the 3 water bottles inside of it. Then you need to power it using 1 blaze powder. Now the first step will be to put nether wart inside of the brewing stand. You will now have 3 awkward potions like this. Then you want to put the stone inside. As you can see, at this point we have potions of infestation. To get the splash potions, we need to just add 1 more gunpowder. As you can see, we now have the splash potions of infestation. The more potions you brew, the longer you can use the farm, but 1 will be more than enough to get you to level 30 and beyond. Now we have the potions, and we need to put them inside of the last dispenser right here. And after we did this, the farm is finished and we can now test it. Now I'm in survivor mode and I don't have any experience levels. To start using the experience farm, you want to flick on this lever right here, go up the ladders, and then you want to press this button to give the potion effect to the allay. And now you want to press this button right here once, so that the silverfish will start spawning. They will get killed by the trident and you will get all the levels that they drop. You can use the farm for about a minute at a time, so you should have a timer next to you, maybe use your smartphone or whatever, because we want to ensure that our allay right here is not killed. After 1 minute I have 23 levels. Then you want to go up and press this button on top of the observer once. As you can see, the allay is still alive. You will need to wait about 20 seconds for the allay to regenerate all the health. And after you waited, you can turn the farm on again. In order to do this, just go up the ladders, press this button right here, and as you can see, I already have 30 levels. After 1 minute of using, you want to turn it off again and repeat the entire process as often as you want to. After 3 minutes of total using, the potion effect of the allay will fade away and you need to press this button again to use the farm again. Now I hope this farm works for you. If it doesn't, then please leave a comment and I will be able to help you in the comment section. I also appreciate a subscription and if you watch my other videos. See ya! And lastly, the classic semi-AFK fish farm. In order to build this very easy AFK fish farm, the first thing you want to do is to remove 3 blocks in the floor. And then you want to make this hole 3 blocks deeper, so 1, 2 and 3. And you want to go ahead and place a double chest at one side of that hole. And then you want to grab a hopper and you want to place it in the remaining spot of the hole. Make sure it funnels directly into the large chest. Next, you want to grab some ladders and place 2 of them at these 2 positions above the double chest. Then you want to go up the ladders and you want to place a trapdoor right above the ladders. Then you want to go ahead and place a temporal block on top of your hopper with a rail and a minecart with hopper on top. Then you want to go ahead and just break the block so the minecart with hopper drops down. Now at the exact same block where you got the minecart with hopper, you want to take a sign and you want to place a sign in that position. Now you also want to place 2 solid blocks in these 2 positions, and this will allow us to place some lava in this location right here, 1 block underneath the surface, and the lava should not flow into our system. But as the next step, you want to place a chest right behind the lava in this exact position. You want to place trapdoors all the way around the chest, which should account for 5 trapdoors. So you want to place them in these 5 locations. And after doing this, you want to flick all of them. After you did this, grab a white banner or any other kind of banner that you want and place it in front of the chest so it drops down all the way to the lava. Lastly, grab your 2 water buckets and place them in this position and waterlock the chest, and also place a solid block on top of the chest with a slab at the side. This slab will prohibit us from falling into the lava. In order to perfectly use the farm, I recommend having a fishing rod with Luck of the Sea 3 and Lure 3. This will give you the most experience and the best loot at once. In order to use it, you want to stand right next to your slab and you want to click on the banner. Whenever you caught a fish, the fishing rod will automatically retract and will get the loot for you every time. So the farm is not fully AFK, but you will never lose any items because you got the perfect timing. All the experience will get to you automatically and all the loot will be in the double chest below. At this point, if this video helped you, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. This will help us both and you won't miss further content. And then I hope we'll see us again in the next video. See ya!